Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, so Memorial Day weekend is almost here. You can probably feel that buzz in the air already, right?
Definitely.
It's the unofficial summer kickoff, maybe some racing action if you're into that, and, well, definitely time for those gatherings. Friends, family.
And food. Lots of good food.
Exactly. Which brings us to today. We're doing a deep dive into this really fascinating article. It puts an adventurous, kind of delicious twist on the usual holiday stuff. We're looking at how you can genuinely, turn things up a notch with your menu, focusing on maybe a surprising star ingredient.
Right. And our mission for you, the listener, is basically to explore these 5 wild game favorites for Memorial Day. We're going beyond just a summary.
Yeah.
We want to pull out the practical ideas, the inspiration, maybe even the philosophy behind using wild game for your feast.
Consider it a shortcut.
Exactly. A shortcut to knowing about some, well, pretty unique culinary options that could really impress your guests, make things memorable.
And so first, let's just unpack Memorial Day itself for a second, because it really has this dual meaning for so many people.
It does.
The article points this out really well. It's first and foremost a day to honor the men and women who died serving in the U.S. military.
A solemn remembrance.
Absolutely. There's that national moment of remembrance, 3 p.m. local time. But then it's also, widely seen as the start of summer.
Right, the unofficial beginning.
Communities, families getting together. It became an official federal holiday back in 1971.
And what's really interesting there, I think, and the article kind of hints at this,
Yeah.
is how we managed to blend those two things. That deep respect for sacrifice alongside the joy of gathering, the promise of summer warmth.
It's a unique mix.
It really is. And that context, that cultural backdrop, it actually gives the food choices maybe a bit more weight, more meaning.
How so?
Well, it's not just fuel. It becomes part of the shared experience, part of the memory making, the stories you tell around the grill or the table. It deepens the whole thing.
That makes sense. That blend of tradition and, well, celebration.
Yeah.
It really sets the stage for the article's main idea, doesn't it? Using wild game.
Perfectly.
Because it's not just about, cooking something different. It feels like it's about bringing a story, a specific flavor, maybe a bit of adventure to the table. And the author, Laura Herbolzheimer, she specifically picked these 5 favorites to nudge you, the listener, to really elevate your game cooking, go beyond the usual.
And that's precisely the draw, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a chance to make your cookout stand out.
Yeah.
You're serving something familiar in format, maybe, but with this incredibly special ingredient.
Sourced from the outdoors.
Exactly. Leveraging those natural resources, bringing in flavors people don't taste every day. It's an invitation to connect a bit more deeply with where your food comes from.
Turns the meal into a conversation.
Totally. An experience with a story. It taps into that growing interest in, knowing the origins of our food.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? Bring this wild adventure to the menu. The article gives us 5 great starting points. Let's dig into them, starting with some that seem pretty approachable.
Good idea. Ease people in.
Right. First up, number 1 on their list, wild game fajitas. I mean, who doesn't love fajitas?
Guaranteed crowd pleaser.
Totally. And the article suggests using antelope or venison. So it seems like a smart choice.
It is, yeah, because both are quite lean, and their flavor, while it's distinctly wild, it's often a bit milder, maybe more approachable than, say, elk or certain game birds.
So it works well with the fajita spices.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
That chili powder, cumin, paprika, garlic, all those robust seasonings, they don't just cover up the game flavor, they actually harmonize with it. They enhance that subtle earthiness you get from venison or antelope. Makes it deeper, more savory. Plus, like the article says, it's versatile.
Right, you can swap meats.
Yeah, most game meats would probably work.
Yeah.
So you can use what you have, which is practical, and the quick cooking keeps that lean meat tender, no dryness.
Smart. Okay, and then jumping to number 5 on the list, but sticking with that approachable theme, venison nachos.
Another classic weekend food, right?
Definitely. And the article flags the simple ingredient list, less holiday stress.
Yes. And this, I think, is like a masterclass in introducing wild game.
How so?
Well, think about nachos. They're inherently bold, right?
Yeah.
Layers of intense flavor, jalapenos, cheese, maybe some avocado, salsa.
All the good stuff.
Right. So those big flavors, they don't just hide the venison's natural taste. They actually weave into it. They complement it.
Interesting.
Venison works so well because it's lean. It takes on seasonings beautifully without getting greasy. It creates this really satisfying, complex bite. It's a clever way in, even for picky eaters.
So using familiar, big flavors to make the new protein exciting.
Exactly. An overall crowd pleaser, as they say.
Okay, so we've got the easy wins, the crowd pleasers, but now it gets really interesting. For folks who want to, seriously impress, show off a bit.
Time for the show stuff.
Right. Number 2 on the list, Nilgai Duck Sausage Kabobs. Now this sounds ambitious.
It does sound impressive. An awesome kebab, they call it.
It's quite a combo. Antelope, specifically Nilgai.
This is a large Asian antelope, for those wondering.
Yeah.
Very lean, almost beef-like.
Right. And then duck worked into a sausage with bacon.
And veggies, of course.
Wow. So why that combination? The Nilgai and the duck sausage?
Well, it's about balancing flavors and textures. Nilgai, as I said, is super lean.
Yeah.
Its game flavor is relatively mild, which is good here. You want it distinct, but not overwhelming.
Okay.
The duck sausage with bacon, that's the genius move. It brings in necessary fat.
For moisture.
Exactly. Moisture and richness to play off the lean Nilgai. Otherwise, it could be too dry. And the duck adds its own distinct, luxurious flavor.
And they recommend a specific grilling setup.
Yeah, a pellet grill with hickory pellets. That's not just random. Hickory gives you that strong, sweet smoke that really stands up well to the duck and bacon and complements the Nilgai, too.
Creates a whole cohesive flavor profile.
Absolutely. It's designed to be memorable. Definitely the talk of the barbecue, as they say.
Okay, moving on. Number 4, grilled onion and mushroom elk burger. Now, they admit putting 2 burgers on the list.
But spiritedly argue they're the ultimate race weekend food, which is fair.
And this one sounds special. Restaurant quality, apparently.
It's all about elevating that classic. Elk is incredibly lean, even leaner than most beef.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And it has this rich, slightly sweet, earthy taste. Different from venison. Pairing that lean meat with savory caramelized onions and mushrooms, that's classic for a reason.
Adds moisture and depth?
Precisely. Keeps the lean elk juicy and flavorful without just adding fat. And the article makes a good point. Finding elk on a menu is rare.
So it feels exclusive, special.
Exactly. It takes a familiar format, the burger, but uses this premium, unique, wild game. It shows how just changing one ingredient thoughtfully can make it gourmet, more than just a burger.
An exploration, like you said. Okay, one more item on the list, and this one takes a bit of a different angle.
To those without game in the freezer, perhaps.
Exactly. Number 3, the wild caught trout burger. It sort of broadens the definition of wild for the holiday.
A nice touch.
Presented as a way to spice up your race weekend, even without, venison or elk handy. They say it's best with fresh caught trout.
Ideally, half-pound or bigger.
Right. But any flaky fish could work. But the real kicker seems to be this curry lime mayo.
Ah, yes. That sounds like the key.
Serious flavor, they say.
Well, this brings up an interesting point, doesn't it? About challenging our usual food pairings.
How do you mean?
A trout burger isn't the first thing most people think of. It's innovative, it brings a lighter element, but still wild in the sense of being caught, not farmed.
True.
Fresh trout is delicate, clean tasting, works great in summer. And that curry lime mayo, it's not just a side sauce.
It's central.
Exactly. The lime cuts through the richness, adds brightness. The curry brings warmth, spice, complexity. It transforms a simple fish patty into something really vibrant and, adventurous.
Shows that wild isn't just red meat.
Precisely. It's about fresh, thoughtfully sourced ingredients, offering a unique taste of, nature.
So, okay. We've gone through 5 pretty different ideas here. Fajitas, nachos, those impressive kebabs and elk burgers, and now the trout burger. What's the big takeaway for our listener?
Well,
what does it all mean?
I think the common thread, beyond just using wild ingredients, is creativity, right? And understanding how flavors work together. Thoughtful sourcing.
It's about making the meal special, memorable.
Definitely. And, it's worth touching on the credibility here. The author, Laura Herboltheimer, she's got serious credentials.
Oh, yeah.
Almost 20 years in the outdoor industry. Working with conservation groups, hunting companies, influencers. She knows this world inside out.
So these aren't just random recipes?
Not at all. She's been featured on TV, promotes the hunting industry, lives that outdoor life, fishing, fitness, the whole thing, based in Nebraska.
It adds weight.
It absolutely does. It underscores the authenticity.
Yeah.
She's drawing on real, lived experience, connecting with nature through food. Her expertise helps us see how to take a simple holiday menu and make it, extraordinary, personalized, tapping into that tradition with a modern feel.
Right. So we've covered a lot of ground, some really inspiring ideas for Memorial Day, whether it's the the easy entry points like the nachos or fajitas, or those really impressive dishes, the kebabs, the elk burger, or even that surprising trout burger. Lots of unique flavors, good stories for the table.
Definitely something for everyone, it seems.
Yeah, a chance to really connect with the food.
And maybe that leads to the final thought for people to chew on, so to speak.
Go for it.
As you're planning your menu, think beyond just the taste. What about the connection? Appreciating where your food comes from, whether you hunted it, fished it, sourced it carefully. Does that deepen the satisfaction, the meaning of the celebration?
Interesting question.
How might embracing these kinds of wild ingredients actually deepen your own connection to the food itself, to nature, and maybe even to the stories you share with friends and family around that holiday table? Something to consider.